Have you ever wondered why, even after an entire month of work, your money disappears so quickly? Your salary hits your account, and within a few days it's already swallowed up by bills, rent, credit cards, and before you know it, you're counting the days until your next paycheck. Sound familiar? The truth is harsh, but needs to be said. The problem isn't your salary, it's what you do with it. Many people believe that earning more money would solve everything. But have you ever noticed that people who get raises or even win the lottery often end up broke? That's because it's not about how much you make, it's about how you use what you earn. If you don't know how to manage $2,000, you won't know how to manage $10,000 or $100,000 either. Money has a curious behavior. If you don't control it, it will control you. And if you keep spending the way you always have, your financial life won't change. A year from now, you'll be in the exact same place. 5 years from now? Probably worse. But don't worry. The good news is that if you change just a few financial habits, you can completely transform your life. And in the next section, I'll show you the most common mistake that keeps most people from ever getting rich and how to avoid it. Now that you understand that the problem isn't your salary but your financial habits, let's talk about the number one enemy of your wealth: consumerism. Think about what happens when someone gets a raise or some extra money. What do most people do? They buy a new phone, upgrade their car, revamp their wardrobe, start eating at more expensive restaurants. In other words, the more they earn, the more they spend. This is why so many people are stuck in an endless cycle of work and bills, never moving forward. They believe they deserve a luxury because they worked hard. And sure, you deserve comfort, but the real question is, can you afford it, or are you going into debt to maintain that lifestyle? The truth is, living below your current standard of living is the real secret to building wealth. Yes, that means resisting the temptation to buy the latest phone, avoiding unnecessary installments, and stopping the habit of financing a lifestyle that doesn't bring financial returns. Look around you. How many people flaunting material possessions actually have plenty of money? Most are drowning in debt, working just to pay off their monthly bills. They don't have financial freedom, they have golden chains tying them down. If you truly want to be rich, and not just look rich, you need to learn how to control your spending impulses. In the next section, I'll show you exactly what wealthy people do differently and how you can start building real wealth. Now that you know consumerism is one of the biggest enemies of your wealth, it's time to understand how the rich actually become rich. And believe me, it's not by buying luxury cars or expensive clothes. Here's the truth no one tells you. Rich people buy assets. The poor and middle class buy liabilities, thinking they're assets. But what does that mean? Let's break it down simply. Assets versus liabilities, the difference that changes everything. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket. This could be a rental property, an investment that pays dividends, a business, or any other source of income that grows over time. A liability, on the other hand, does the opposite. It takes money out of your pocket every month. And this is where many people get it wrong. How many times have you heard someone say that buying a car is an investment? The truth is, a car is not an asset. It's a liability because it comes with constant expenses: fuel, insurance, maintenance, depreciation. The same goes for that expensive TV, the latest smartphone, or any other item that loses value over time. Rich people understand this. They buy assets first, and only later, when those assets start generating income, do they buy luxuries. The cycle of poverty versus the cycle of wealth. The average person follows this cycle, earns money, pays bills, spends everything on liabilities, installments, credit cards, depreciating assets, runs out of money, and waits for the next paycheck. Meanwhile, the wealthy do things differently. earns money, invests first in assets that generate more money, uses the income from those assets to pay for expenses and luxuries. Do you see the difference? Poor people work for money. Rich people make money work for them. Now the question is, what can you do today to break out of this cycle of poverty and enter the cycle of wealth? The answer is simple. Start investing in assets, and you don't need to be a millionaire to do this. Small steps already make a big difference. For example, instead of spending money on a new car, how about investing that amount in a real estate fund that pays you rent every month? Instead of financing a new phone, how about buying dividend-paying stocks? Instead of funding an expensive lifestyle, how about creating a small business that generates extra income? At first, it may seem like a sacrifice, but the sooner you start, the faster you will build real wealth. Now that you understand that the path to wealth lies in building assets and eliminating liabilities, it's time to talk about an essential detail. What really matters is not how much you earn, but how you use that money. Many people believe that to get rich, they need to earn a lot of money. But if that were the case, why do so many high-income earners remain in debt? The answer is simple. They don't know how to manage what they earn. Small decisions, big results. The difference between those who become wealthy and those who struggle financially doesn't lie in big life events, but in small daily choices. Let's look at some practical examples that show how simple decisions can make a big difference over time. Keeping an old phone instead of upgrading to a more expensive model. Imagine that you have an iPhone from 3 years ago, which still works perfectly. Most people, when they see a new model released, feel the need to upgrade. But a new iPhone costs around $1,200. If, instead of buying this new phone, you take that $1,200 and invest it in an index fund that yields about 10% per year, in 10 years, your money could have turned into more than $3,100. Now think, would the new phone be worth that difference? Most people upgrade their phones without thinking, without realizing the true cost of this decision. Avoiding impulsive purchases. Let's suppose you have a habit of spending $10 every day on coffee and snacks. It seems like a small amount, right? But if we multiply that by 30 days, that's $300 per month. Now, if you decide to make your coffee at home and save half of that amount, investing the $150 saved every month in 10 years with a 10% annual return, your money could grow to more than $30,000. In other words, small daily habits can cost you the equivalent of a new car over the years. Cutting unnecessary expenses. How many streaming service, gym, or app subscriptions do you have but don't use? Many people subscribe to 4, 5, or more services, easily spending $50 to $100 per month on things they barely take advantage of. If you cancel the subscriptions you don't use and invest those $100 per month with a 10% annual return, in 20 years, that amount could grow to more than $75,000. Investing regularly, even if it's a small amount, many people think they should only invest when they have large sums. But the truth is, consistency matters more than the initial amount. If you start today by investing just $200 per month in an index fund that yields 10% annually, in 30 years, you will have accumulated more than $450,000. In other words, with a simple habit of saving and investing regularly, you can secure a comfortable retirement without depending on anyone. The big lesson: many people believe that to become wealthy, they need a big stroke of luck, a job promotion, or a salary increase. But the truth is, wealth is built from small, daily decisions. Every dollar that enters your account has a destination. Either it works for you, being invested and growing over time, or it disappears on impulse purchases and unnecessary expenses. The choice is yours. If there is one secret that separates rich people from those who struggle financially, it can be summed up in a single rule: pay yourself first. Most people do the exact opposite. As soon as they receive their paycheck, they start paying bills, rent, car loans, groceries, and if anything is left at the end of the month, which rarely happens, then they think about saving money. But this mindset is one of the biggest financial mistakes. Rich people do things differently. Before anything else, they take a portion of the money they receive and invest it. Now, you might be thinking, but I have bills to pay. How can I save money before paying my expenses? The answer is simple. If you always wait for money to be left over, there will never be any. The power of paying yourself first. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you earn $3,000 per month. If you spend everything on bills, food, and entertainment, by the end of the month, you will have exactly $0 saved. Now, if you apply the rule of paying yourself first and set aside 20% of your salary before paying any bills, you will have $600 invested every month. This may seem small at first, but look at the long-term impact. If you invest $600 per month in an index fund with an average 10% annual return, in 10 years you will have accumulated more than $120,000. In 20 years, that amount will grow to more than $450,000. And if you maintain this habit for 30 years, your wealth could exceed $300,000. In other words, without needing to win the lottery or have $1 million salary, simply by setting aside a portion of what you already earn, you can become a millionaire. Invest before spending. If you wait until you have money left over to invest, you will never invest. Set a fixed amount and make it non-negotiable. Cut unnecessary expenses. If you can't invest 20% of your income, you may be living beyond your means. Analyze where you can cut back. Avoid unnecessary debt. Many people take on endless loans to buy things they don't need. Bad debt is a trap that consumes your future. Be consistent. Investing for a few months and then stopping won't change your life. The secret lies in consistency over the years. Never touch your invested money. Your wealth will only grow if you have patience. Spending your investments too soon is like cutting down a tree before it bears fruit. Now, think about this. How long have you been working? How much money has passed through your hands? And how much of that have you saved? The vast majority of people spend decades working and end up with no wealth because they never applied this simple rule. How to apply this in practice? If you want to escape the rat race and start building wealth, follow this plan. Decide on a fixed percentage of your salary to invest. It can be 10%, 20%, or even more. The key is to build the habit. Set up an automatic investment as soon as you receive your paycheck. This way, you avoid the temptation to spend before investing. Adjust your lifestyle to what remains. The mistake people make is trying to invest whatever is left after paying the bills. The right way is to pay yourself first and then adjust your expenses accordingly. If you do this, you'll be on the path to financial freedom. Now that you understand the importance of paying yourself first, a new challenge arises. How to maintain this habit consistently? The answer is simple but powerful: financial discipline. The truth is that many people start investing but soon give up. At the first unexpected expense, they withdraw their savings. When they get their first raise, they spend more than before. At the first moment of weakness, they break the cycle and go back to square one. And that's exactly why so many people spend their whole lives working but never move forward. They don't have a money problem. They have a discipline problem. If you are not disciplined with your money, it doesn't matter how much you earn. Whether it's $3,000, $10,000, or even $50,000 per month, you could still end up broke if you spend everything you make. The danger of spending everything you earn? Have you heard of lottery winners who were completely broke a few years later? This happens because wealth doesn't depend only on how much you earn, but on how you manage your money. Now think about athletes or celebrities who made millions and still lost everything. Without financial discipline, no salary in the world is enough. On the other hand, there are people who never had huge salaries but followed a strict financial plan and built fortunes over time. They understood a simple but powerful concept. Those who spend everything they earn will always be slaves to money. Those who invest a portion of their income will one day be free. Developing an investor mindset. If you want to build wealth and secure a safe future for yourself and your family, you need to change how you see money. To do that, some rules must be followed with discipline. Invest before spending. Make investing a priority. Be patient. Wealth takes time to grow. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Just because you earn more doesn't mean you should spend more. Think long-term. Don't fall for get-rich-quick schemes. If you follow these rules with discipline, time will be your greatest ally. If you want to achieve true financial freedom, you need to understand one fundamental concept. Money should work for you, not the other way around. Most people work hard their whole lives, trading hours for money. The problem with this model is that it has a limit. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. Wealthy people think differently. They don't rely only on their salary because they create passive income sources, meaning investments that continue generating money even when they're sleeping, traveling, or enjoying life. If you want to stop worrying about money and have financial peace of mind, you need to invest in assets that generate income. What are passive income sources? Passive income is any type of income that flows into your account without you having to work actively for it. Here are some of the most common ways to generate passive income. Rental properties. If you buy an apartment and rent it out for $100 per month, that's passive income coming in without you having to work directly for it. Stock dividends. If you invest in stocks of companies that pay dividends, you can receive regular payments just for owning a share of the company. Real estate investment funds, REITs. These are an alternative to physical properties. You buy shares and receive rental income without having to deal with tenants. Automated business creation. A well-structured e-commerce, an online course, or a YouTube channel can generate money automatically without requiring your constant presence. Now imagine the impact this could have on your life. If you need $5,000 per month to live and build passive income streams that pay you this amount, it means you have achieved financial independence. In other words, you no longer need to work to pay your bills because your money works for you. How much do you need to live on passive income? Let's say you want to generate $5,000 per month in passive income solely from stock dividends. If your stocks provide an average return of 5% per year, you would need to have invested approximately $200,000 to generate that income consistently. Now, before you think that number is unreachable, remember, no one builds wealth overnight. If you start by investing $1,000 per month and reinvest all your earnings with an average return of 10% per year, in 20 years, you will have over $700,000 invested. In 25 years, that number could exceed $200,000. In other words, financial freedom is a matter of time and consistency. The key is to start as soon as possible and never stop. The power of compound interest. If you want to achieve financial freedom and live on passive income, you need to understand the most powerful tool in the investment world: compound interest. Compound interest works like a snowball. At first, the difference seems small, but as time passes, earnings multiply rapidly. This is what separates those who get rich from those who spend their lives struggling to pay bills. Imagine two people. Carlos starts investing $500 per month at age 25 and continues until age 45. With a 10% annual return, he accumulates around $380,000. Lucas starts investing at age 35, also $500 per month, and continues until age 55. Even though he invests for 20 years, he only accumulates $138,000. The difference is time. Carlos started 10 years earlier and, because of that, his money multiplied much faster. This is the magic of compound interest. The sooner you start, the greater your final result. Your financial future is in your hands. If you truly want to change your life, you cannot waste any more time. Every month that passes without investing is money you are leaving on the table. By now, you know that getting rich has nothing to do with luck or how much you earn. The difference between those who build wealth and those who stay stuck in financial struggles is in their financial habits. Summary: how to transform your financial life. Stop spending everything you earn. It does not matter if you make $3,000 or $30,000 per month. If you spend it all, you will never move forward. Pay yourself first. Before paying bills or spending, set aside part of your money for investments. Build assets, not liabilities. Put your money into investments that generate more money, such as stocks, real estate funds, and your own business. Create passive income sources. The sooner you turn your money into something that works for you, the sooner you can achieve financial freedom. Use the power of compound interest to your advantage. The earlier you start, the faster your wealth will grow. Now, the decision is in your hands. You can keep living the way you always have, or take action now and start building the future you truly want. If this content made sense to you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to change their life. This could be the first step toward transforming not just your reality, but that of many others as well. See you in the next video.